How does popcorn chicken sound? So before I cook the chicken itself, I'm making a dipping sauce, and it's basically a honey mustard, but it's with maple syrup instead of honey. So it's a mixture of mayonnaise, mustard, paprika, and maple syrup for sweetness. I'm gonna get a spoon.
So it's a maple mustard.
It is basically a maple mustard, which is great for this time of year. Okay, so that's the dipping sauce. Doesn't it look good? Come in
It
here and
looks
look at
nice
this.
and glossy.
Yeah, and it's not too thick, which I like. All right, so now it's about the chicken. So I'm using chicken breasts that I cut into pieces, and I'm basically gonna do a simplified breading assembly line. So salt and pepper to season the chicken really well, and I'll toss it around. I really think popcorn chicken, the name comes from the fact that when it's all done, sometimes there are little clusters of breading and it kind of looks like popcorn. Okay, so now to kind of do the first coating on the chicken, I'm adding some cornstarch, which always results in kind of a lighter breading or batter, and then 2 beaten eggs. And this just saves the step of having a dish of cornstarch, a dish of eggs, and a dish of the breadcrumbs. So you want to really toss the chicken around just to give the cornstarch a chance to kind of coat and dissolve and make that chicken super sticky. All right, so for that crispy, crunchy outer coating, I've got panko breadcrumbs, and I'm actually going to put half of the chicken in the crumbs and see how much I can bread at once. I didn't want to add all because that would be a gloopy mess. Just kind of plop the chicken onto the crumbs, and then I'm gonna toss and kind of break them apart as I go so you don't wind up with like one big piece of popcorn chicken. Yum. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple of crumbs and come look at the oil. This is my little trick for seeing if the crumbs are ready.
Oh, it's sizzling.
If they immediately kind of rise to the top and start sizzling, you're good to go. So I'm gonna get some tongs, and I'll just grab like 3 nuggets at a time and just drop them in and make sure they don't stick together when I add them to the oil. All right, now I have my trusty spider, and I just move them around the pan. I don't want to slosh the oil out, so you've got to be really careful. Little mom comment, if you have little kids, make sure any pans of hot oil are on the back burner so they don't hurt themselves. And then you just fry until the chicken is done and the coating is nice, deep golden. Now, this is obviously not the typical true tailgate food unless you are a serious tailgater and take like a deep fryer with you. But if you're just having a football watching party at your house, these are super easy to whip up. So, believe it or not, I think the chicken is ready to come out. All right, and then as soon as you get the popcorn chicken out of the oil, you want to sprinkle on the salt. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna let this hang out. I'm gonna bread the second batch and fry it just like this. Second batch turned out even better than the first batch, so give it its little sprinkling of salt. And I have a little dish for the maple mustard. I mean, what can you say? Popcorn chicken. It looks like popcorn, and it's easy to pop in your mouth.